who introduced this to us, she had no idea. We go through this life and we don't necessarily know everything that's going on in everybody's lives, right? We're going and we're doing our things and we're having a good time and we're building relationships and we're working and we've got the kids, we've got the things. But, she came to me and she just said, Michelle, I know you're entrepreneurial, you're passionate about people, you're passionate about the health, but she had no idea. She had no idea how sick I was. She had no idea that I had been doctoring for years. I went to Cleveland Clinic, Mayo Clinic, I mean, the best of the best places, right? She had no idea how sick I was. She had no idea that Sean, my incredible husband that I've known since I was in 6th and 7th grade, that he had to be flying out at the drop of a hat, that he had to be going out to New York, that he missed the first 4 months of our daughter's life, that he had to go there and learn the jobs and bring them back to South Dakota where we live and then go lay off those people. And then when he got here to South Dakota, then he had to learn that he had to lay off many of those people that had been with the company for 20 plus years. And what do you think that did to his heart and his soul, just knowing that he was going to have to lay these people off? And what happened at home for the energy of us at home? It was tough, and it was just devastating to everything that we had here. And she had no idea that was going on. She had no idea of all these different stresses, that our mortgage company had shut down and that we had to, induce labor. So we don't always know what's going on in everybody's life, but just know that there's a reason. There's a reason that you're here tonight to hear this incredible information. And maybe it's because, health. Maybe you're going to hear some incredible information about products that the world needs to know about immediately. Maybe it's because you're like, I want to find out about some incredible business that's going on out there. Maybe it's because you just want to find and be surrounded by people that are really on a mission to make a difference in this world. Just know that tonight, take it in, let your heart sing to you, and know that it's really here for a purpose, and we welcome you.
Yeah, for sure. And I see some people dropping into the comments where they're tuning in from, people all over the world. And, there's very few opportunities that I've seen in life that you truly hear about stuff before the average person hears about it. In my background out of graduate school, I got my security licenses, worked for some of the largest banking institutions in the world. And we were literally in charge of cash movement of billions of dollars every single day. And what I learned in that environment was a lot of valuable things about finance and climbing up the corporate ladder and stuff like that. But, it really did complicate things when you're bringing home stressors that you don't necessarily want to spend the best hours of your day dealing with. And I think in this current environment, we're seeing a lot of things change really, really quick. And for some people, that can be health issues. For some people, it can be what they thought was safe and secure in job and employment and stuff like that. But I really want you to focus as we're heading in and out of these challenging times is, how can I take and make the most out of it? And I'll contend all day long that we're seeing some convergences in business that we might never see again happen at the rate that we're seeing it happen. And the first trends that I'm seeing are people becoming more and more proactive instead of reactive about their health. And when we start to see people become more proactive, they're looking for ways of how do they increase their health before problems start to occur. And instead of this Band-Aid approach of something's already happened and now I have to take care of it, people are becoming more and more educated of how we deal with it downstream to help before the problems can occur. And then I also see in the business landscape, you guys, the last decade, we've seen so many transformations, but the biggest thing to me is this move away from the brick and mortar environment and consumers now expecting that they can get stuff delivered right to their doorstep. And one of the things that I looked at when I was an analyst and did portfolio management was, how do you take advantage of these trends? And what can you do to put yourself in a position where you get in front of those curves as they start to hit out to the average person? And one thing that I'll throw out to you is, a couple years ago, there was a company, Toys R Us, that went bankrupt. And the thing that blows my mind about that was that year was the highest year ever in toy sales globally. So how could one of the biggest players in that environment go bankrupt when more toys were sold than ever before? Well, it wasn't a matter that people were buying less. It was just that they were buying them very differently. And that was the expectation and a shift in the marketplace where consumers were now wanting that direct to consumer type of model. And so when we got exposed to the network marketing industry, this was something that I didn't expect. And, I think there are other people out there that might have some different connotations attached to it. And if you would have told me, 20 years ago that this is what I would have been doing, I would have said you're crazy. But I know that when this is done right with the right people and the right products, it's one of the most amazing, the most incredible ways to do business. And in that corporate environment that I used to be in, it was this dog eat dog environment where you were trying to separate yourself from everybody else so that you could get that next raise, you could get that next promotion. And in this type of environment, its success is determinant upon helping other people. And I love that. I love that aspect. And that's how we should live life, is helping other people improve their own life. And we do it in a multitude of different ways. We can do it on the health front. We can do it on the business front. But we also help people along this personal development journey that I never expected. And that's what I love about this and this company and this opportunity.
I was just going to say, while you were mentioning that, we were just on a call for the past hour with the CEO of the company, and Sean and I actually shared some tears along with many others that were on the call. And one thing that I just want to say and share is that who out there believes that stories matter? Who out there believes that every single person here has a story? And every single person here, yes, Mark, and it needs to be shared. And we need to be more vulnerable in life, and we need to open up, because when we do that, we share and we give hope and we give purpose and we give meaning, and then things just happen. And that's when we help one another. This company is about making the difference and making the world a better place. And that's why I was saying, this is why we got to get this mission out to people as soon as possible. And after, Nikki shared with me that our flagship product, Protandim, was on an ABC Primetime Investigative Report. I watched it, my mouth about dropped. And I'm like, how in the world does everybody not know about this? And I did everything that I could to disprove it. But then I learned that, wow, the company actually sat on the product sat on the shelves of GNC before it was ever here in this gorgeous network marketing, this gorgeous person-to-person distribution. And it sat there and it did about a half a bottle per store per month in sales. And somebody came to them and said, you know what? This is a product that the world deserves. This is a product that the world needs. Do you see the research on this? This is insane. And they said, you need to take it person to person. And so once they did that and they went through that and changed it into this model, you guys, everything changed. And this is where we are.
Yeah. And these products, you guys, it started with that one formula, Protandim NRF2. And it's not about the pill itself. It's about unlocking the body's potential and getting it back doing what our bodies were designed to do. And I look at my kids, now that they're 16 and 13, and you never expect that aging process to hit you. And then all of a sudden, we just got off of a trip with my parents and Michelle's parents. And it isn't that our bodies are functioning a ton differently. It's just that some of those processes that used to work really, really well when we were younger just slowly stop working as effectively as they used to in the past. And that's where LifeVantage started to come in and organically find different ways that we could unlock the body's true potential, get the body's pharmacy doing what it was designed to do. And that's where I think that we have such a unique position in the marketplace. Is it started with that Protandim NRF2 product and that ABC Primetime Investigative Report, but they didn't stop there. They knew that the body's potential could be unlocked in many, many different ways. And that's where we start talking about these different theories of aging. And again, it boils back down to, if we can get to the root cause of what's causing problems within the body, we can allow the body to do some amazing, amazing things. And, you know, I look back at our journey with LifeVantage and into this business model, and we have a ton of different mentors and different people that really helped us get involved in this. And our joke kind of when we first got involved was, you know, we've got our own businesses, we've got, you know, our full-time gigs in the corporate world. We weren't looking for something else. But when we saw the magic of what was going on, and person after person after person, when you introduced the story to them and they wanted to see what it could do from them, it magically, for us, started to evolve into this business. But the problem for me was we didn't have the experience, we didn't have the knowledge or the expertise to take advantage of what we had our hands on. And we had a few key mentors that very early on, they told us it doesn't matter what your experience is. It doesn't matter what your education level is. We have systems in place for those people that want something different to have success. And one of those people we're very fortunate to have on here tonight, Mark Shinsato. And when we first got introduced to Mark, we were sitting back in a meeting, not at a meeting, but at an event for the company. And he was on stage, and I'll never forget that smile that we see just emanate from Mark and the genuine love that he has to help other people on their journey. Yeah. And it was so representative of what our experience was going to be with this company. Is it wasn't just about these products. It wasn't just about, you know, doing something different on the business front. It was about creating community and a culture that truly had other people in mind. And so Mark comes into this, and he had his MBA, similar to me, but he has decades of experience in this industry, and he truly is one of the legends that is shown over and over and over again that when this is done right with the right people and the right products, you can touch and impact so many different lives. So I want to turn it over to our good friend, Mark Shinsato. I think one of the coolest things about him is even though he's had all of this success globally with LifeVantage, he truly is a family man. And every time that we see Mark, there's stories that we share about him and his family and what they're doing and what they're up to. And I love what you pour into other people. Thank you so much, Mark. We're going to turn it over to you.
Thank you. And you know what? I love the Poles. And they're one of my favorite people. And here's what I love about them. They just care. They love people. They love helping others. Of course, they want to help themselves, but they want to help others. And I think that's why they're so successful in everything they do, is because they care about people. And that's what I love about what we do here in LifeVantage. It's all about people helping people, right? You succeed when you help others succeed. But you talked about stories a little bit. So I want to share my story. And maybe as I share my story with you, that there's some components that might resonate with some of you here on the call today. But let me share my screen with you, because can you see that there? I hope you can see that. Okay. That's my family. They are the love of my life, and I do what I do because of them. So sitting next to me on the left, as you look at the photo, that's my wife, my best friend in the whole wide world. And we're partners in life together. And then next to my wife, that's Micah, he's 16. And then Kelly, that's my 19-year-old in college. And then to the right of me, that's my oldest, my 22-year-old. And then the youngest, all the way on the right there. And she's 14 now. And, you know, when I first started, gosh, I want to say my journey started when I was just a little boy. And my grandfather used to tell us, get a good education, work really, really hard, and you'll be okay. And I remember one of my first days of walking into middle school and just kind of looking at people's shoes. I don't know why I did, but I did. I looked at shoes and I said, those are some nice shoes. And then I looked at my shoes and had the holes in my shoes, right? It was kind of the hand-me-downs. And that was the first time that I realized that financially, I was poor. I didn't have a whole lot of money. But I remember what my grandfather said. It was just to get a good education and work really hard. And so I committed that day to do that and went on, got an MBA eventually, was working. And I remember the first day my daughter was born, Kenna, to the right of me. And I remember bringing her home from the hospital and just holding her in my arms, looking at her sparkling brown eyes and just thinking, I'm so excited to be a new dad, right? And then the next moment thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? There's no manual, how I'm going to raise her. But I remember this, Grandpa said, work hard, right? Get a good education, work hard, and everything's going to work out. And so I did that. I said, I commit. I got the education by that time. And I just went to work. I committed every day, early morning, late night, and just kept working because I wanted to build a financial future for them, to give them, my kids, experiences that I didn't have when I was a kid. I mean, how many of you want to give your family a better life than you? If that's you, can you just drop a 1 in the chat button below, right? How many of you want a better life and give your family a better life? And that's all I wanted. And so every day I kept working, and slowly start to progress in my work, and my pay got bigger and bigger. And then I realized, oh my gosh, you know what? I'm missing all of their first words, their first steps. And then I started to think, is it really worth it? Right? And yes, the financial part is worth it. But if you're going to miss all of the experiences and life together, then I thought, oh my gosh, I got to do something different. And that's what led me to this opportunity of LifeVantage and in the corporate world, right? I mean, I was on salary, so the more I worked, the less I made per hour. Okay. But anyway, and I just said, I want to build something for me. If I'm going to work hard, I also want to build something for me and my family. And how many of you want to do that, right? Can you just drop a 2? If you want to build something for you and your family, can you drop a 2 down in the chat box below? And that's what LifeVantage does. It's an opportunity. And people say you're so lucky. And I think lucky means that you're prepared, right? To see things, to evaluate things, and then to make a decision whether to get involved or not. And if you do make that decision to get involved, that's luck. Then you go and do the activity to give you the result. And so, LifeVantage, I was looking for something that I could build a good financial future for my family. And 2, I wanted something that was going to give me time, more time with my family. And you know what, in the beginning, it was so tough because in the nooks and crannies of your lives, as you try to build this and then try to, do the work and then try to do this, I had less time with my family. And so many times I wanted to quit along the journey. And so many times I quit. I rolled up in a ball and I cried and I quit when I was away and I didn't see my kids. I wasn't doing that. But then I realized that if I really quit, what's the best alternative? There was nothing that was going to give me give me the life that I wanted to create. And so I kept going, and I'm so glad that I did, that you pushed through the hard times. I had a mentor that said, embrace the suck. Okay, and life sometimes just sucks. You got to embrace it. Then you ask yourself, well, what can you do to be a little better today and tomorrow? And you just get a little better. So we pushed through. And one of the things that I looked for when I looked at LifeVantage, and I wasn't looking for an opportunity, really. I was, but I wasn't. But when I found LifeVantage, I mean, the product was so amazing. We had one little product that activated the NRF2 pathway in the body. And you know what? It's grown from that one little technology to, wow. I mean, amazing. The last 11, 12 years has been amazing. But with the new technologies that we have and our products that we have now, I mean, it's more than just NRF2 activation. In fact, with our products, that NRF2 activation has increased. I mean, 100+%. Anyway, you can read the science, but wow. And it really helps you to turn on your body's natural processes to deal with life. And that's what I wanted. I want something that was so different that you couldn't find anywhere. You can't go to, Walmart or Costco or wherever and pick up something. Because when I look at an opportunity, a business, I want to make sure that there's products that are unique and consumable. Because if they're unique, that means you can't get them anywhere else. And if they're consumable, that means someone's going to use it on a daily basis. And if you use it on a daily basis, then guess what happens? You have to buy it on a regular basis. And that's leveraged income, right? And here's what I love. It works. The science shows it works with every human, every mammal that takes it will see a result. And guess what? We have patents on it and you can't copy it. And so, amazing technology. The timing, I think, is just so good. I think we're a startup company without the startup risk. We've been in business for 11, almost 12 years now. And we're publicly traded on the NASDAQ stock exchange. And, all that means to you and me is that, we're a legitimate company, right? We have to follow the SEC laws and regulations. We have to follow FDA laws and regulations. And so anyway, if you're looking for something out there that can give you some time and financial freedom to live the life or build that lifestyle, then take a good look at this, and it's a lot of hard work. I just want to tell you that it's a lot of hard work. But guess what? Anything you do is going to be hard, but really ask yourself, what can I do to build a leveraged lifestyle, right? And all I know is that in the beginning was work, just trying to build a business and trying to fit my family in between. And now I get to do family, and then fit my work in between that. And during this crazy time when just furloughs and all that crazy things that's happening out in the world, right? All I know is that, every day we get paid, every month we get paid, every week we get paid. And I just am so grateful that I was lucky. I saw an opportunity and I chose to do something about it and then went to work. And so you get to dig the well before you need to drink. And the last, 6 to 8 months have just been pretty phenomenal. Just so grateful and thankful that we've dug a well and we can drink the water now when we need it. So I'd like to turn the time back to the polls, but take a good look, right? If you're looking for something to be a part of, something big and to make a difference in people's life, really take a look. Get back with the person that invited you and ask them for more information. But polls, love you guys.
Love you.
You rock, my friend. And, truly we consider you not only a friend, but a mentor in this business, in this profession. And I can't imagine doing life without you and your family and that smile. I love it.
Love that smile. And you guys, let's put a 4. I love how you got everybody out there. Let's put a 4 out there if you absolutely loved what Mark had to say and share with you guys tonight. Can't you just feel his heart and his energy for each and every one of you? Yes, look at that go. My goodness.
and I love it as we're wrapping up this call and hearing some of the information that you've heard tonight. You're going to fall into a couple categories. And to me, it's an absolute no-brainer. When you understand the science behind these products, you're going to integrate them into your health strategy. It's just a matter of how you're going to do it. And some people, they do it as a consumer, but then there's other people that they want to share the information with other people. And there's part-time money that people make, there's supplemental money that people make, and there's full-time money that people are making in this. And the person that shared this with you, they can share with you the income disclosure statement. And that's something that I didn't understand when I first got involved, was the power of creating that leveraged income. We were very used to trading time for money. And it was good in the corporate environment, and the higher you climb, the more time they expected out of you, and you got a little more pay. And we've also been on the side of owning our own businesses, which is great, but sometimes being self-employed, you're your own best employee, right? And when you stop, the work stops. And so we were always looking, and we had that entrepreneurial spirit, but we wanted something that could really, really work, whether we were involved or not. We wanted that process where you push the boulder up the hill far enough, it starts working for you. And that's what I look at when we look at this timing of it, is if you're sitting there and Rolodexing, people in your head that need to hear the information about our products, or maybe you're in that current state of looking for something additional or even something different than what you're currently doing. My question to you is, when? When are you going to make that final decision to do something different? Because if we don't impact change into our lives, we're going to get stuck with the same results. And I can tell you, when we first got involved with this, we needed change in our life in a multitude of different ways. And some people knew that and some people didn't. But the chance that we took that this could be the answer changed everything. And so I really want you to analyze that as we head into a new season, is what is that vehicle that's right for you to create the change that you're looking for in your life?
So I get really, really giddy because I'm sitting here thinking of, it's the end of the year. We're going into 2021. And I'm just thinking again, as we got off of this call, and I remember if you guys all saw Carrie Dickey the other night speak and saying, if you only knew, the stories that, if we could just download our brains into yours, you would not sleep tonight. When I heard her say that again, I'm like, yes, oh my gosh, she's so right. Yes. The world, as I said at the beginning, the world needs to hear about this, you guys. We're going to end here in just a second, but when we first got started, the peer-reviewed and published research that was out there were only 7 studies in PubMed.gov. Now there are close to 30 on the branded product. Now we are working in other pathways, and Sean was going into some of that. Then we have this skin line, you guys, where the woman, behind all of that knows a lot about strivectin and retinols and whatnot, said that this is better. And there's research out there on that. And who loves good skin? But here's the thing, it's clean. Who out there loves clean products? Who out there does not want toxic products going in or on their bodies? We care about what we do, and at LifeVantage, we are activating our bodies to live a life of complete vitality. Yes, we want to look young. Yes, we want to have vitality to get on the floor and play with our kids and our grandkids and do all that. Our products are banned substance control group approved on this flagship product and others. Olympians, do you think they're out excited that they can be doing some of this and taking some of these products? Heck yes. I had a neuroscientist that was talking about our brain activation product said to me, in my 24 years of doing this brain mapping, I have never seen anything like this. Does that not get you, anybody out there excited that knows what I'm talking about? So I know many of you tonight might not know exactly what products we're talking about, all the science behind it, but like Mark said, get with the person that invited you. Animals, dogs, we have products for them, you guys. This is the real deal. But then you hear about, foundation. For our business, about 90% of our business is all customers, consumers, people taking the product every single month and loving it, and it's stable, and it's absolutely amazing. And then I believe we have around 80,000 or so distributors around the world. So we live in South Dakota, and we live in a city called Sioux Falls, and there are about 200,000 people in our town. So if half of our city were distributors sharing this gift, that would leave half of the rest of the city. That would leave the entire state of South Dakota, which has how many people? 700,000. That would leave the rest of the country, and that would leave the rest of the world. So when you think about timing as far as a mission, purpose-filled business where people need this and it's a gift and the world deserves it, do you think the timing of this, yes or yes, is really, really good and important? Sorry, I just was thinking about all this when you were going through it. I'm like, oh man, this is so big, you guys. You got to end 2020 with a bang. You've got to trust your instincts. You've got to trust your soul. You've got to get back to the person tonight and just say, what is this? Tell me more. How can I enroll? How can I get into this and just do this with you? The people here are here to help make a difference. And like we said from the beginning, lift people up. I'm getting chatty.
I love it. But as we close out the end of the year, one last thing that I would throw out on the business side as well too, is there are potential benefits of owning a home-based business. And if you don't have one currently, to take advantage of that, you want to do it by the end of the year. And now is the time to make those decisions that can change your life. You can share it a little, you can share it a lot like us, or some people choose just to be a consumer of the products. So whatever is the best strategy for you, let the person that invited you know what that is, and we will get you started. And we want to thank Mark and corporate for allowing us this opportunity to speak with you guys tonight.
Yes. Anything else there, Mark? I love seeing you pop back on there.
Just love you guys, and for all of you out there that are looking, right? Just think to yourself, what can you do to build leverage in your life, right? And why not? Why not take a look, right? At least look. You don't have to say yes, but at least look. Because here's what I know: that if you look like I did, and you're open-minded, which I wasn't in the beginning, but if you are, you're going to see an amazing business opportunity that can change your life. And I'm so glad that I didn't say no. I'm so glad that I didn't quit. I'm so glad that LifeVantage came my way, because it's changed my life, and it's changed the life of my family and friends and community. And I'm on a mission. I think we're all on a mission, right, Pose? To change the world one person at a time, to make this place a better place. And what better way to change the world with better health and, right, maybe some change in your pocket, some extra cash in your pocket as well when you do that. So anyway, take a look. It'll change your life if you give it a shot. That's it.
Well, thank you guys.
Amen.
Have an amazing end to your year, and we cannot wait to see what the future holds for you.